hear the wind.
Yes. What is it telling you?
I don't...
Teach him, pale-faced brother, all about Red Man.
Good. This should be most enlightening.
What makes the red man red?
When did he first say ugh?
Why does he ask you how?
Why does he ask you how?
Why does he ask you how? What made the red man red? What made the red man red?
In 1545, the Europeans brought typhus to California, and the epidemic killed hundreds of thousands of natives. In 1849, delegates debated the issue of whether California Indians should have the right to vote. The vote ended up going to the whites and Mexicans and wasn't changed until the 15th Amendment was ratified. The 1850 Act for the Government and Protection of Indians facilitated removing California Indians from their traditional lands. This controlled California Indians' lands, lives, and livelihoods. In 1887, Dawes General Allotment Act, passed by Congress, leads to the breakup of large Indian reservations and the sale of Indian lands to white settlers. In 1917, state court ruled that non-reservation Indians are state citizens. In 1924, U.S. citizenship was granted to all Native Americans. In 1968, the Indian Civil Rights Act was passed, guaranteeing civil rights that had previously been denied. Native communities always had their own way of teaching, but missionaries and bureaucrats took over educating the children, hoping to humanize and civilize them, transforming them into hard-working Christian taxpayers. Native American traditions were swapped for strange books and new looks. They cut the children's hair and took away their native clothes. Native Americans were forced to think in English about wealth, private property, and individuality, and were taught to salute the flag that their ancestors had fought for. Children were placed in boarding schools. They were punished for speaking their native languages. Some were abused and molested. Many came to hate themselves, turning to alcoholism.
My name is Andrew Windy Boy. I'm a Chippewa Cree. Took me to the boarding school where I wasn't allowed to talk my native tongue or practice my native ways. They took me away from all of that and punished me for talking that. It was my first language. I didn't know any other language. So whenever I talk, it came out. Cree would come out, and whenever I talk, I get hit. I got hit so much I lost my tongue. I lost my native tongue. The only thing I remember was my Indian name. They beat me every day. They beat me. They cut off my hair. For that white man, it's a terrible shame for him to be treating people like this.
The mayor, when he does his Heritage Month celebrations, feels that in order to recognize the wide diaspora of the city of Los Angeles in terms of its residents, you have to look at all of the ethnicities and the nationalities. And so for us to look at Latin America, African American, Asian Pacific Islander, it would not be a full, complete circle if we did not honor and recognize the Native Americans who have made such major contributions to this city and to this country and nation.
Native American descendants of the Los Angeles area are referred to today as the Gabrielino, Tongva, or Tongva Indians, which was recognized as a distinct tribe by the state of California in 1994 and has been seeking federal recognition for several decades.
Alcoholism is something that is relevant. It's something that is dealt with, and largely is because the pain and the trauma that was inflicted with these adults in their youth at these schools.
As to be a Native American today, I think it's like our responsibility to like rebuild this culture and to like educate more people on Native Americans and just to like let them know that, like we're still here and we still have culture and we're slowly coming back.